Hey guys, so I'm sorry if I sound really croaky and weird, but I'm actually really sick. I've been down with like a bacterial throat infection and viral and blah 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 this whole week. So I've been just like lying in bed and I've been recuperating, and along with that I've been watching a lot of series and also a lot of YouTube videos. And Snapchat. I'm obsessed with Snapchat. Like seriously, leave your usernames down below because I want to follow as many people as possible. I love it. One of the girls that I follow on Snapchat, her name is Haley, and she has a YouTube channel called Haley's World. I actually hadn't watched too many of her videos previously, but I thought, oh, I'm gonna just watch new girls, and it's fun, you know. And her latest video was so funny. She's really good at editing, I must say. Like, this is just gonna be me talking to you guys with no fancy editing because I haven't gotten that skill just yet. But she's super funny, and she did a YouTube video called 10 things that gross me out. And I'm quite an OCD person, so while I was watching I was thinking of all the things that gross me out, and I thought, well, why not do a video with my pet peeves and things that gross and are like nasty to me. So sorry if my voice disappears a bit during this video. I have tried to sort of keep it under control, but I just had to do this video. I just thought it was so funny. So the first thing that really grosses me out, and that I've noticed a lot of people, especially when you're in like a public place like a mall or somewhere, they're just so comfortable doing it, and that's snorting. Like full on snorting, like gross, blemmy, this is so nasty, snorting. And I just don't get how that became socially acceptable. And I'm not just talking about like once or twice, they like really get in there, like they're actually enjoying it. And these are like old people, young people. Just, I can't understand how it's like okay to snort in a public place. And I kind of think like, well, you know, can't you just get a tissue and just blow your nose if it's that bad? Like, I will give you a tissue, I'll give you a Kleenex, like here you go, blow your nose please. Sorry, I got like cue cards. So that's my number one gross thing. Then number two, and this is like weird because I'm sure for a lot of people it's normal, but it's sharing the same food. Now, I'm not talking about like sharing the same food, you get a sandwich cut in half, whatever, you share it with your friend. I'm talking about people who are fine with like taking a bite out of something and then handing it to you and to take a bite out of the same place. Like, no. Some people even share like gross things like lollipops and things like that. Like, no. And it's strange because I find that especially with students, they seem to be more chilled with this. Like random strangers, I'll be like, oh, that looks good. She's over in the shop, like I'm deciding what to buy, and they've already opened it up, and they're like, yeah, sure, have a bite. I'm like, I don't know you, I don't know where that mouth has been. Like, no thank you, I'm sure it's been many places, I don't want to get that in my mouth. Like, no thank you. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate how kind you are, but I can buy my own food and I will, thank you. And then along with those lines are like cans. I have to have a straw. I really need to have a straw if there's a can. My mom grossed me out when I was young. She was like, never drink out of can before wiping it down. Like, think of all the people's hands that have been on it and it's been like sitting outside on the sidewalk or whatever. Like, just get a straw. And some people are so chill. They'll be paying with money and they'll hold the can on the top. Like, all those germs are on there. They'll throw it back and they'll be like, fine. I'm like, do you know how gross that is? Like, do you know how many germs are probably accumulated around that room? Like, And then fourth thing, which happens most of the time when I'm in the queue, funny enough, mostly at the post office. I find that the post office like kills my soul, to be honest, because I'm standing in the queue and I'm semi-okay, I'm like the last person in the queue, I'm fine, and then bam, someone's like right in my personal space behind me, like right on top of me almost, and then I'll sort of shuffle a bit forward or even like move my shoulder forward, like just like I'm gonna edge forward, and they're like glue, they're right behind you. I just don't get it. Like, personal space is a big thing, and I just need a little bit of space. I don't want to feel that your heat like of your body radiating against mine. That sounds really sexual, but it's like, it is freaky, it's gross. So that's something I just can't handle. Like, please give me my space. And then this I see happening a lot at smaller like restaurants and at juice bars a lot. People will be, you know, or even at the bread counter, like, you know, those people have been sitting on their phones with all the germs on their phones and they'll be like typing away, and then you ask for some assistance and they'll come up and they'll put on this glove And sometimes they turn the glove inside out, which makes no sense. Like, they'll do the glove this way and then they'll turn it that way. Like, that doesn't make sense. And then they'll put the glove on with an exposed hand and like put it on. So there are germs all over there anyway. And then they act like they're all hygienic, you know, touching or whatever, doing your thing. But that's like cross-contamination already. So what's the freaking point? And then money in mouths. Like, I know this sounds weird, but I can't handle cash. Like, it really freaks me out. I have to put hand sanitizer and stuff on because I've seen a lot of people in queues and stuff pulling out money out of their bras and sometimes like their underpants. And I just think of all the places that money's been. We all know how gross money is. But people seem to think it's fine when they're paying for something, they're handling that money, they're handing it over, and then they go and open up a sandwich or something, and then they touch the sandwich. Like, didn't your mom ever tell you to like wash your hands before you handle? Oh no, but it was a couple minutes ago, it was a while ago. Like, I didn't touch the money like right now. Yes, you did. It's like the germs are still there. Like, just use some hand sanitizer, please. Like, okay. And then this one is the one that I feel kind of bad because I get some people don't want to acknowledge, or they can't really help it. But it's girls that go to salons and spas and stuff when they have nail fungus. And I've seen this with so many people. I'll be like, especially with like friends and stuff, I'm like, you know, you have like nail fungus on that nail, you need to like have it treated, but in a nice way. And then like, no, it's not, it's just a bit yellow, it's like falling off, I think I might have damaged it or something. No honey, that is a fungus and you need to have it treated because then your whole nail will fall off. That's their own problem. But then you go and you're like sitting at a spa salon having your nails done, and not all those girls are so skilled at like washing and cleaning the tools afterwards, so you're just spreading that love around. Like, no, just sort shit out, you know, sort it out. And then I am vegetarian, so I'm probably gonna get like pitchfork for this because people are like, oh, that's the reason why, but it's not. It's the next thing is meat and touching things. So you're eating your biltong, it's got like animal fat, or you're handling chicken, or whatever the case may be, even cheese, and I eat cheese, so I'm not like against this, but you know, you're touching all these animal fats, which animal fats stay, they like stick to things, and then you go and you're like fondling everything in the shop. You're touching clothing, you're touching, like I see people eating biltong in a clothing shop, and they'll be like in Country Road or something, and I'm like, that, you know, you're touching nice clothing with greasy, oily hands, and no one even cares. Like, it's because it's not a burger or a big meal, you know, you're not really eating in the shop, you're just like nibbling. Security, everyone is fine with it, but it, to me, I'm like, you know, how much that stuff's like all accumulating on everything. So that really freaks me out. And then this is gonna sound super silly because everyone that I say this to that I don't like I say, oh, I find it gross, they're like, why Abby? How? That's like normal. I'm like, no, it's not. Peeing in the sea. Please tell me there's someone else out there that like really doesn't get why people would want to pee in the sea. Especially, then they're like, oh, but there's no one around, I just peed by myself. Awesome, you peed on yourself. Like, why? And then the last one, and this is, fortunately I don't encounter too much, but it's, especially guys have this problem. It's when the nail's like super flat against like the thing. So you wash your hands and then like what's under your nails doesn't always come out. And then they have this like little line, this brown grimy line. To me that is so gross. I'm just like, oh, I know you washed your hands, well done for that, but you still got a whole funky germ accumulation under there. So just get like a little thing out. But that really freaks me out, and I don't see it often, fortunately. But when I see it on like nice looking guys, I'm like, what the hell went wrong with you? Like, don't you see that? Do you need to borrow my glasses? Because it just is a bit gross. So I probably sound like complete and utter freak with my 10 things that gross me out. I'd love to hear some random things that gross you guys out, because overall people are nasty, and I think that we don't always realize just how nasty we can be sometimes. So I really enjoyed making this video, and leave me comments below on things that gross you out. Bye guys!